Before we focus on any of that, though, the candidates among those here in New York today attending a ceremony at the World Trade Center remembering the victims of the worst terror attack in American history. It was 23 years ago today, and soon they'll both be at a 9/11 ceremony taking place at the Pentagon. NewsNation's Kellie Meyer is reporting live for us from the Pentagon and joins us now. Kellie, what can you tell us?
Yeah, hey there, Connell. So President Biden and Vice President Harris are going to be here at the Pentagon in just about 2 hours or so from now. This will be their third and final stop of the day. They stopped at all three at the end of the day. They were in New York City this morning for the 9/11 commemoration ceremony. They also were in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, the site of the Flight 93 crash. That was the plane that was supposed to be heading here to Washington, D.C. We saw former President Donald Trump there in New York City as well today with his running mate, J.D. Vance. So they were there at the site along with Biden and Harris. Mike Bloomberg was separating Biden and Trump. We know that Harris and Trump did shake hands. It was their second handshake after that debate last night, but they put the politics aside and focused on the events of the day and the solemnness of this day as well. There was also an event here this morning at the Pentagon where the Secretary of Defense came out and laid a wreath. He spoke as well, talking about how, these survivors continue to fight some of the illnesses from that day. And I was talking about earlier the firefighters, that there are now more that have died post 9/11 with illnesses than actually died that day. I've been covering the 9/11 healthcare bill here in Washington. I was texting with the first responder who was fighting for that bill to get through. That makes sure that those firefighters are able to get the help they need. So it's just a day that you not only look back and remember what happened, but also think of those who are still fighting some of these illnesses to this day, Connell.
That stat is remarkable. We're going to talk about it a little bit later on in the show on the 9/11 related illnesses. You know, the timing of all this politically, we're going to talk about the debate as well in a minute from last night. You mentioned it, that Harris and Trump were together here in New York. We showed the handshake on the monitor as you were speaking. We were watching that with Mayor Bloomberg and what have you. What more would you say about that interaction just one day after the debate?
Yeah, there's so much surrounding this moment, with obviously this coming just hours after the debate, but they really did just, they said a couple words to one another. We don't know exactly what they said, but they did really just keep it to the moment and the memory of this day. We know that Harris shook his hand, Trump patted her hand as well. She didn't say anything to J.D. Vance, and then they went on with the ceremony. And as far as we know, that was it for the interaction. It seemed that Biden and Harris arrived earlier than Trump did at the Shanksville, PA memorial. And then we also know that Trump made this unannounced stop, a surprise visit to one of the firehouses in New York City. He spent nearly an hour with the firefighters there. Harris put out a statement with the White House this morning. And then, as we said, she will be here with the president just a few hours from now as Trump then gets back on the campaign trail. I believe he's heading next to Arizona, Connell.
All right, that's earlier video from New York. Thank you, Kellie. Live video now of former President Trump. As we want to go back to Pennsylvania. Shanksville, PA is where, as Kellie talked about, Flight 93 went down 23 years ago today. And there's the former president meeting as the victims' families and what have you have been there throughout the day. Thanks so much for watching. Just go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.